everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Monday, December the 9th. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And we're back in the saddle again, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit rainy today.
It is.
Warming up.
I know.
I enjoyed the cold, though. I enjoyed the hunting time and the cold and chopping firewood and
being a manly man.
Making meat, right? Doing all that good shit. Coming home, I got 2 Christmas trees in my house and a plethora of...
Sorry, there's about to be a third.
Well, I didn't know that. I was going to say a plethora of other Christmas decorations like I warned y'all about. And this all come true. But I told her she can't buy any more this year. She has to wait till the end of the season and catch them when they're on sale and put them in the garage for next year.
Okay.
Just because. How about that? Man, we got some crazy stuff going on in the world, but y'all go download the Real Life Real Crime Community app for free from the App Store. All our episodes are there, the merch store, chat groups, games, you name it. And I go there first and check everything. Y'all might hear a little rain on the roof, but I go there first and check everything. So if you need to message me there. And also hashtag Justice for Haley. Please continue to like and share. It's very, very important. We are on the road to get justice for Haley. So hashtag Justice for Haley. And
can we say a little bit more about hashtag for justice?
Yeah.
Okay. We created some new products in the store and they are solely meant, like a bumper sticker to spread the word, a yard sign, even candles, because some people love to light candles when they pray. Yeah. And so that's why I created a candle with a sunset on it.
Yeah. And I saw there's a bunch of cool stuff in there. And we don't make that's not a profit margin.
No.
We have an independent company.
Yes.
That does. Cyndi can do designs. They create it and they charge what they charge.
Right.
And so but they handle all the shipping and returns and all that.
Exactly. So we pay for that. And
that is what it is. But I saw, the bumper sticker I thought was really cool and the yard signs. And look, it's so very important. If it was your daughter or your mama or sister or whatever, niece, granddaughter, you would want us to fight just as hard. And for it. So I hit everything with hashtag Justice for Haley.
I know.
So, and anyway, let's get down to some true crime time for Monday, December the 8th. Roll with it, Cyndi.
All right. We're going to start with a horrible murder-suicide of a family in Texas.
Every murder-suicide is horrible.
Of course. They're all horrible. Frisco is outside of Dallas, right? That's a really fancy part. Is that the part of Dallas where you went for something and every single car was
Lambo and Ferraris and shit? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a shopping area. I was like, holy fuck. I mean, this is Beverly Hills.
Literally.
You'd think the oil boom was going on or something.
Yeah. So 3 family members have been found dead in a suspected murder-suicide in Texas, according to police. The victims, which include a 15-year-old boy, were discovered by police at a residence in Frisco around 4:13 p.m. on Friday, December 6th. Authorities have been called about a welfare concern at the home after a coworker had not shown up to work and could not be reached on the phone. Those welfare checks are really... it said last week we had a welfare, the mama.
Every week we have one.
Right. On their way to the residence, police said officers were told a family member had called 911 after arriving at the location and finding 2 deceased subjects in the entryway.
So the door must have been unlocked or whatever, huh?
I guess. A third person was later found by police in the garage at the residence.
Yeah. So what they do anytime you show up, well, something like that, especially you have a DB or a dead body, you got to treat it tactically and clear it room by room because you don't know what else is in the house, like they should have done for JonBenet Ramsey.
Right.
So they found a third one in the garage.
Right. Well, the identities of the 3 people were confirmed to be 54-year-old Ronald Morris, 53-year-old Stacy White, and 15-year-old Gavin Morris. And the information gathered at the scene obviously shows it was a double murder-suicide from what they can tell, but they haven't made a final determination. Following preliminary information gathered at the scene, police believe the tragic incident was the result of a double murder-suicide.
Crazy. It's that holiday time, man.
The Frisco detectives continue to investigate all aspects of the case, and a final determination has not been made, as to what happened, why. Yeah. Obviously, there's no letter or anything like that.
I hope they investigated it properly and they are dead positive that it's murder-suicide, right, and not a setup, right? Like in Haley's case.
According to a neighbor who lived next door to the residence, Ronald had been dating White for 2 years and had moved into the residence. Yolanda Reddick, who was White's neighbor for 20 years, told the news that she stays to herself and has a really meek spirit. For the most part, she didn't bother anybody. So for something like this to happen, it's mind-blowing. She seemed really happy, and for the few times I saw them, they look like the perfect balance. So to experience this, it's like, what happened?
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
And Gavin was a freshman student at Memorial High School, and of course, they had to address his death on Monday at the school, right. And it's, of course, right, stuff, yeah. Right. So that's that story.
That's a, tough thing for kids who've never dealt with death before to go to service and see their friend deceased.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. Tough stuff. Tough. Well, let me do something. This story, I've been watching it since last week, although I never really read into it. But damn it, it's got so much following on social media and in the world. I'm going to go ahead and cover it real quick. And y'all can hear the rain outside, which I do love. But I'm going to kind of summarize stuff for you. Y'all probably heard about this. The CEO of UnitedHealthcare got murdered in New York City outside the Hilton. So anyway, the dude that did it is still on the run. All right. No, I'm not going to say he ran like a little bitch. He is a little bitch, but he didn't run like a bitch. He's just outsmarting the cops. I'll get to it in a minute. Cindy was pointing, hit the button. So let's go to New York. And this, according to the Associated Press, they said they have seen him smiling on a hostel security camera, those cheap hotels, but don't know his name. They found the backpack he discarded while fleeing, but don't know where he's gone. As a search for UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson's killer goes on, investigators are reckoning with a tantalizing dichotomy. They have troves of evidence, but the shooter remains an enigma. The police don't know who he is, where he is, or why he did it, though they are confident it was a targeted attack instead of a random act. The New York City Mayor, Eric Adams, says the net is tightening. And hours after he spoke, police divers were seen searching a pond in Central Park where the killer fled after the shooting. And officers have been scouring the park for days for any possible clues and found his bag being the shooter's there on Friday. Mm-hmm. So late Saturday, police released 2 additional photos of the suspected shooter that appeared to be from a camera mounted inside a taxi. The first shows him outside the vehicle, and the second shows him looking through the partition between the back seat and the front of the cab. And in both of the photos, his face is partially obscured by blue medical style face mask. Oh. This guy was pretty smart. I'm going to tell you everything he did. So that we're tracing the gunman's steps. They use surveillance video, and police say it appears he left the city by bus soon after the shooting Wednesday morning outside the New York Hilton in Midtown. Mm-hmm. He was seen on video at an uptown bus station about 45 minutes later, according to NYPD Chief of Detectives Joseph Kinney. With the high-profile search expanding across state lines, the FBI announced late Friday that it is offering $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction, adding to a reward of up to $10,000 that the NYPD has offered. The police say they believe the suspect acted alone. and they provided no updates on the hunt on Saturday, but investigators are urging patience, even though the killer is on the loose. Hundreds of detectives. I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for this dude getting shot and killed and everything, but the story, I don't know why it has so much traction.
Yeah.
You got hundreds of detectives looking for one cat when you know they probably had 20 people murdered in the city that day. But
exactly.
Anyway, I'm not taking away from it.
Yeah.
But anyway, they said hundreds of detectives are combing through video recordings and social media, vetting tips from public, and interviewing people who might have information, including the victim's Thompson's family and coworkers, and the shooter's randomly assigned roommates at the Manhattan hostel where he stayed. This isn't Blue Bloods. We're not going to solve this in 60 minutes, Kenny told reporters on Friday. We're painstakingly going through every bit of evidence that we can come across. Now, the shooter paid cash at the hostel and presented what police think is a fake ID, and he paid cash for his taxi rides and other transactions. He didn't speak to anyone at the hostel and almost always kept his face covered with a mask, only lowering it while eating.
Wow.
Yeah, he had it in his mind, right?
Yeah.
But investigators called a break when they came across security camera images of an unguarded moment in which the shooter briefly showed his face soon after arriving in New York on November the 24th.
Wow.
Yeah, so homie was there for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Police distributed the images to news outlets and on social media, but so far haven't been able to ID him using their facial recognition programs. Possibly because of the angle of the images or limitations on how the NYPD is allowed to use that technology.
Oh.
Yeah, they got lots of, because, everybody in the world came out like, I don't want my face on it, which I get that too.
I understand that, yeah.
So they had to put some limitations on it. Shit that definitely wasn't in my time in law enforcement. But on Friday evening, investigators found a backpack in Central Park that had been worn by the gunman. And the police didn't immediately reveal what, if anything, it contained, but said it would be tested and analyzed. Now, another potential clue, which was a fingerprint on an item he purchased at Starbucks minutes before the shooting. That hadn't provided anything good, y'all.
Yeah.
But aided by surveillance cameras on nearly every building block, and that's why they got all the rules and shit, because they got them everywhere now. Police have been able to retrace the shooter's movements. Crazy. They know that he ambushed Thompson at 6:44 a.m. as the executive arrived at the Hilton for his company's annual investors conference, and he used a 9mm pistol that is the same type as it wasn't a regular 9mm. It's the ones like they use to shoot cows and pigs, to put animals down without making a lot of noise.
Okay.
And they know ammunition found near Thompson's body had the words scratched on it: delay, deny, and depose, which is mimicking a phrase used by insurance industry critics. So they're saying, you got to sue your insurance company. They're going to delay your ass. We know this. We've been involved with this lawsuit with this insurance company, and we're totally in the right and they're totally in the wrong. But they delay.
Yeah.
Then they deny. After they said they were going to pay, they denied, and then we had to get the deposition.
Yep.
But anyway. All right. So the detective said that the fact that the shooter knew UnitedHealthcare Group was holding a conference at the hotel and what route Thompson might take to get there suggested that he could possibly be a disgruntled employee or client. I would think so.
Yeah.
Investigators know from surveillance video that the shooter fled Central Park on a bicycle and ditched it around 7 a.m. He then walked a couple blocks and got into a taxi, arriving at 7:30 a.m. at the George Washington Bridge bus station, which is near the northern tip of Manhattan. And that's where everybody comes in from New Jersey and Philadelphia and Boston and Washington. But investigators don't know what happened next. And they're searching through more surveillance video, but have yet to locate video of the shooter getting on a bus or exiting the station. I think it's probably smart enough.
Yeah.
I know you're following me. Dude, he even slept with a mask on in the hotel.
Right.
Those are open rooms.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they said, we have no reason to believe that the person in question has left New York City, the police said. And police have determined from video that the gunman was in the city 10 days before the shooting, and he arrived at Manhattan's main bus terminal on a Greyhound that originated in Atlanta, though it's not clear whether he got on in Atlanta or there's like a half a dozen stops on the route, right?
Right.
So immediately after that, he took a cab to the vicinity of the Hilton, and he was there for about a half an hour. This is a week before he killed the guy, right?
Yeah.
At around 11 p.m. on the night he arrived, he went by taxi to the H.I. New York City hostel. It was there while speaking with an employee in the lobby that he fucked up. He briefly pulled down his mask and smiled, giving investigators the glimpse they are now relying on to identify and capture him. So, dude's on the run, murdered the chief executive officer of UnitedHealthcare.
I would like to know what his reasoning is.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, there's never a reason to kill, but obviously he's been.
And y'all know I'm not one to chase the headlines, but I can't ignore when everything I look at has, like I was telling Cyndi, we were drinking coffee this morning, and I was like, this fucker, but I'm scrolling through all the stuff, and he's 10 times on one page.
Right.
And so I just found one that summarized and tried to do it up. But prayers for that guy's family and whatever. But I'm pretty sure you take the time to write, delay, deny, depose. And it is, prisons are full of dummies. It's hard to catch a smart criminal. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. If you haven't finished your holiday shopping yet, don't panic. We've got a secret source for incredible original gifts, and that's Uncommon Goods. They've got unique, hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling. And somehow they know exactly the perfect gifts for every single person you know. So skip the gifts that scream last minute and find something truly original at uncommongoods.com. I love the 12 days of gourmet nuts, y'all. Holy smoke, they're good. Each one of these packages contains 2 ounces of reusable container and has a different flavor of melty nuts in it to indulge in. Salted pistachios, honey sea salt almonds, cranberry nut blend, coconut curry peanuts, salted cashews, smoked almonds, buttered cinnamon pecans, fireside trail mix, deluxe nut mix, sea salt walnuts, taproom nuts, salted corn nuts, and each flavor is shrink sealed for freshness in its own reusable tin, and the collection is beautifully packaged in a ready-to-go gift box. So when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out for this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. For holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, for everyone from book lovers to die-hard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can find just anywhere. Looking for a gift? You don't have to worry. Getting lost in the mail? Uncommon experiences are more than virtual classes. There are unexpected opportunities to have fun and connect in new ways, from tarot card reading, lunar astrology charting, cooking and mixology classes, crafts, gardening, and so much more. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cyndi. And let me tell you something. And all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference God will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Well, I think he'll be caught.
Oh, yeah. Sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
when you have 100 detectives on the...
Well, you also got UnitedHealthcare, one of the nation's biggest companies.
Oh, by the way,
That was their top guy.
I got an email yesterday saying our premiums are going up.
Yeah, imagine that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have 5 dead, including 2 children.
Oh, Lord. Let me guess, another murder-suicide.
In Atlanta. Yes,
Yeah.
another murder-suicide.
Number 2 for you. To holiday times again.
That's just...
5.
5.
Yeah, it was 3 last time.
It was 3 last time. 5 people have been killed in a murder-suicide in Atlanta.
Yep.
3 adults.
Where Haley was from.
2 young children, including a 5-year-old girl and a 1-year-old baby boy.
It's little potatoes.
They were found shot to death in an apartment complex in DeKalb County around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, August 7th.
Yeah.
Police went to check on the apartment building.
Welfare check again.
That's right. And the adult victims were identified as a 43-year-old woman, a 32-year-old man, and a 26-year-old woman. Their names have not been released. Police are investigating the incident as a domestic-related murder-suicide. The investigation is still developing and is ongoing at this time. The DeKalb County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to any comment. That's
just another murder-suicide, huh?
These poor children.
You're right. They're the true victims. And it's probably somebody they trusted, a parent or a family member or whatever, and they're dead. So prayers and go out to these people, man. And I hate it for them. And it's ruined that family they're in so many other people's lives, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's go out to Missouri, and a guy raped and killed a 9-year-old girl.
Oh, my. Mm-mm.
And so the body of 9-year-old Rowan Ford was found in a sinkhole near Powell, Missouri in November of 2007.
Okay.
All right. Christopher Collins, obviously he did it.
Right.
But I want to give you a happy ending to the story, but
I would love one.
You're going to figure it out. Well, it's not happy for the victim, but Christopher Collins, a Missouri death row inmate who was convicted of sexually assaulting and killing the 9-year-old girl, was executed as scheduled on December the 3rd. Yay.
Yes.
So Collins, 49, died by lethal injection on Tuesday at the state prison in Bonne Terre, Missouri, for the 2007 killing of 9-year-old Rowan Ford, according to the Associated Press and every news outlet in the world. They got them all listed. But this is what homie says. Maybe he was pronounced dead at 6:10 p.m. He said, right or wrong, I accept this situation for what it is. And to anyone that I have hurt in this life, I am sorry. I hope that you are able to get closure and move on. And regardless which side of this situation that you're on, you are in my prayers, and I hope to see you in heaven one day. Well, you know what, homie? You better pray you get your stuff right with Jesus, because you're either in heaven or hell. But earlier this week, the Missouri Governor Mike Parsons said in a statement that the state would carry out the execution as planned after the state's top court denied an appeal by Collins, and the U.S. Supreme Court rejected the last-minute appeal. Yay.
Yeah.
Mr. Collins has received every protection afforded by Missouri and the United States Constitutions, and Mr. Collins' conviction and sentence remain for his horrendous and callous crime, according to the governor. The state of Missouri will carry out Mr. Collins' sentence according to the court's order and deliver justice. See, what I love about that is when they bring Collins in, he ain't looking at that phone on the wall to ring him more. He knew the fucking gig was up.
Yeah.
So I hate to say that. It just sounds horrible,
right.
But I hope he felt a little bit of fear that 9-year-old felt when he was murdered
I hope
before
so
he got
too.
killed.
Right.
So, and it's a homicide. On the death certificate, it says homicide by the state of Missouri.
Right.
But Collins kidnapped, raped, and murdered the baby Ford in November 2007 before. If you feel bad for motherfuckers on death row, listen to this. Now think about it. You're 9 years old. You got snatched up.
Mm-hmm.
They raped the shit out of you and then kill you. And then they threw your body in a sinkhole. All right. And Collins also burned the rope he used to strangle the victim. So choking to death, y'all have heard me talk about it before. It's very personal and it takes up to 3 minutes, y'all. So you have to look at this person while they're spitting and begging and their eyes are bulging. So yeah, fuck him. Collins also, like I told you, he burned the rope and the blood-stained clothing he wore during the attack and his blood-stained mattress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Collins was found guilty of first-degree murder, yay. And according to the AP, authorities says Collins and Ford knew each other since he had lived with her and her family for several months. You know what Ford called him?
What?
Uncle Chris.
Oh.
Yeah. You think that motherfucker doesn't deserve to die? Fuck him. Ford's stepfather, David Spears, also implicated himself by admitting to sexually assaulting and killing the girl, while Collins denied that Spears had anything to do with the crime, according to CBS News. Spears spent over 7 years in prison after pleading guilty to a lesser charge. People are so fucked up. All right. But in Collins' clemency petition, attorneys argued that the convicted murderer had a brain. Then look, they're not saying the motherfucker's innocent. What I just told you about the stepdad or whatever.
Yeah.
Copping to it. Who knows why he did that, but they came out and got the right one. But in Collins' clemency petition, attorneys argued that the convicted murderer had a brain abnormality that caused functional deficits in awareness, judgment, and deliberation, comportment, appropriate social inhibition, and emotional regulation. It also claimed that Collins was a victim of childhood abuse. Okay, like Menendez,
right.
Whatever. There's probably 1 million people a year who are abused that don't
abuse,
kill people, or abuse other people.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. That baby had the horrible last moments, and her Uncle Chris was raping and murdering her.
I have so many things going through my head.
I'm just glad he rode the needle. Fuck him. And I know some of y'all out there hate that and think the death penalty is wrong. Well, you never sat across these families, had to tell them their baby was raped to death and strangled to death and then thrown in a hole like a fucking piece of garbage.
Exactly.
All right, you go ahead.
All right. Foul play has now been suspected in the death of a 5-year-old boy with autism.
Oh, fuck. Another great story. We're rolling today.
Oh, we are rolling. His mom said he vanished while she napped. Joshua McCoy, who was 5, was found dead less than 2 miles from his home last month after a 3-day search. Mm-hmm. And this is the picture of the little boy.
Oh, it's sad.
It's really sad. He's got big brown eyes and just sweet and innocent.
Yeah.
Police in Oregon now believe Joshua McCoy, whose body was found naked in the woods less than 2 miles from his mother's house last month, may have been murdered. The search warrant affidavit filed in Coos County last week shows investigators believe there was foul play involved in Joshua's death.
Imagine that.
Investigators found evidence on the child's body that cast doubt on the theory that the 5-year-old boy had walked to the spot in the woods where his body was discovered.
Right. No 5-year-old's going to do that.
Right. And the evidence is including a lack of marks on his bare feet that would have been present if he walked to the woods himself. His autism also included being nonverbal. And after being reported missing last month, his mother, Angela German, said she woke up from a nearly 4-hour nap and couldn't find her son.
Yeah. 5-year-old.
5-year-old.
Yeah.
And she's taking a 4-hour nap.
He can't speak.
Nonverbal.
Yeah.
A search and rescue effort lasted 3 days as local and federal authorities looked for Joshua.
Yeah.
And finally,
what's bad about those, and I've been involved in them, is you have to believe that she, took a 4-hour nap and the kid's just missing until, certainly your spidey senses go off and you start to look, and when shit doesn't add up, and then you've got to go under the guise that, hey, the kid might be alive, even though in your heart he's dead, and you're going to find him,
right?
But you got to do it and play it, but you go, it's just a fucked up situation,
right?
For the detectives and one of the family too. But
so Joshua's body was discovered about 20 feet off a local roadway, and his body had no signs of trauma, no petechia.
It means the blood vessels burst in his eyes.
Right. And no scratches or cuts that would be consistent with Joshua walking through the brines or blackberry bushes. They have not announced the boy's cause of death. The affidavit says there were tire tracks on mud near his body, and that mud was also found on German's car tires.
Imagine that.
The Department of Human Services in Oregon has been investigating the mom, but she has so far not been charged with a crime. And Lawson McCoy, the boy's father, spoke last month shortly after his son's body was found, and he just basically said, I want the truth, plain and simple. I don't care about anything else. My baby's gone.
Right.
And
what do you do at that point?
Yeah.
So try to get some justice.
His father, Lawson, the dad, served in the Air Force and is now on disability. And he took care of Joshua as a stay-at-home father for years. With his then girlfriend, which is the boy's mother, got a job when she got a job. But then he said, I nurtured him and bathed him and fed him. I mean, I knew his favorite foods. I knew his favorite colors. I can't believe this happened.
There you go.
Yep.
And evil is real. Hell exists, and they're going to find out, or she's going to find out. What would make you do that? Who knows, right? A 5-year-old who's defenseless, basically. Absolutely blows my mind. Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Hey y'all, it's fall, my favorite time of year. You know, I love hunting, traveling to see my grandbaby, or go to Wisconsin and spending a precious time with friends and family. I'm so excited to ditch my shorts and flip-flops and upgrade to cozy sweaters and warm leather jackets from Quince. Quince offers affordable, high-quality essentials for any wardrobe that includes seasonal must-haves like Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $60 and comfortable pants for any occasion. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. And they partner with them directly, cutting out the cost of the middleman and passing the savings to you. That means Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands, so you can update your look without breaking the bank. Shopping with Quince is fun and easy. You know, I don't like to shop. That's my wife Cindy's job. But when it comes to picking out my new fall wardrobe additions from Quince, I had to be part of the decision making, and it was so easy. I got the fisherman sweater in alabaster, and I even chose the Mongolian cashmere joggers. They are soft and comfortable. The prices are great, and the quality is even better. I would put any of my new additions up against any luxury brand out there. Upgrade your wardrobe with pieces made to last with Quince. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and the 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365 days returns. Go to quince.com/RLRC. You know what, lifers, we've been we're going to do a segment because we do all these family crimes. So we have one button left on what we call the Roadcaster. It's our mixing board. And we need the name for the segment that has to do with family. Anything family related, murder, rape, whatever it may be, the family shit we report on every day. We want a segment for that. So we'll let y'all vote, comment in the app or Facebook or whatever on social media. Go check out our TikTok and say what you think the family segment should be. And we'll put it in on the Roadcaster.
We'll put it in on the Roadcaster, and I might send you a little bit of merch.
Yeah. Whoever wins, whoever we choose, we'll send you a nice swag bag.
Yep.
Deal? All right. Okay. I'm going to do one more because we haven't pressed the button yet today. Worldwide crime. This story there's a reason I want to get to it. I mean, it's bad no matter what, but wait till you hear how they were murdered. But so there's a guy named Filippo Toretto who was found guilty of murdering 22-year-old Giulia on Tuesday, December the 3rd. He's found guilty. Good for him, right? And he got sentenced to life for stabbing his girlfriend to death and hiding her body inside garbage bags in a small ravine, kind of like the dumped in the hole I read about a minute ago. So Filippo Toretto, 23, who I told you was found guilty, there was a court in Venice, y'all. Not Venice, Louisiana. Venice, Italy. Austria. Or is it Italy? Oh, yeah, it's Italy. That's right. Because here it says that's in a case that shocked Italy. So the sentencing comes after he confessed to stabbing and killing his girlfriend, Giulia Ccchettin, who was 22 on November 11th. And according to the Italian newspaper, Union Soldata. But he said, nobody has given me Giulia back, so I'm neither more relieved nor more sad than I was yesterday or than I will be tomorrow. Giulia's father, Gino Cerechetti, told the court on Tuesday. But listen to this. She was a biomedical engineering student and went missing, like I told you, on November 11th, 2023, after Toretto picked her up to go dress shopping at a mall in the town of Margherita ahead of her graduation from the University of Padua. So isn't it crazy?
Yes.
The best time of your life, you're about to rock it, right?
Right.
So after she vanished, homies also disappeared. I would say he ran like a little bitch. And and when he disappears, it sparks a week-long search to find them both. And on November the 18th, 2023, Giulia's body was discovered in that small ravine beside a lake north of Venice. Here's the catcher. She had been stabbed. Guess how many times?
26.
More.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, that was overkill right there. So
26 is way overkill.
Yeah. 50.
More.
70.
More.
80.
75 times. And then he had the decency to wrap her body in a black garbage bag.
He's so sweet.
Right. Court Tuesday, he was all sentenced for legal possession of weapons, kidnapping, concealment of a corpse, and order to pay a fine to the family, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But listen, the bad guy, Toretto, he admitted to writing a plan about how he was going to kill her. He admitted that while he's confessing to murder her. He said, I was angry. I had many thoughts. I felt resentment that we had argued again and that it was a terrible period, that I want to get back together. And so, I don't know. That's what he testified. So the prosecutor, Andrea Petrone, deemed that Giulia's murder was premeditated based on a list of items Toretto had written, which included knives, scotch tape, a shovel, black garbage bags, rope to tie ankles, and a wet sock to use as a muffle.
He literally had a list.
Oh, he had his murder shit, his murder bag. And she asked the court for a life sentence, which in Italy is limited to 30 years.
So you've before in live events had people do, I'm not going to say certain things just to get the effect of, right. And you have banged on this wall.
And I would do it, but I'd break my hand if I hit it 75
That's what I'm saying.
Times. We don't have enough time in the day.
Times to go through a body. You're not going 70 into air.
I'm only at like 20.
And that's short. You're not going in
35.
and out and in.
Yeah, I know.
And out.
I guarantee you one thing, homie had cuts on his hands. Unless he was wearing Kevlar gloves. I've never worked a case of stabbings, especially violent stabs. I mean, wherever you're hitting, if you're hitting ribs or whatever, any bone, it's going to cause a bounce back. No matter how tight, unless you have one of those blades like on a bowie knife
right,
where it wraps around. And even still then, I've never had a stabbing case when a motherfucker stabbed and killed a motherfucker didn't have cuts on themselves.
And she, obviously, there's a lot of bones because she fit into a garbage bag.
Garbage bags, plural. I said bag, but I meant to say, I misread it as bag.
Okay, so then she was mutilated into pieces.
She was cut up.
I just don't.
All that time to graduate college and then grad school, and
she was going to do
get
what was
dressed for your graduation. You're 23 years old. You got the world as your oyster, and this boy can't stand it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I wish I could. Oh, y'all would probably laugh if I tried to do accents, but that story wouldn't have been appropriate to be laughing.
That definitely wouldn't have. But I can't end it on that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to Michelle Martin for this blanket that I'm covering myself with.
Yeah, let's do some positive.
Let's do some positive. I can't.
Thank you, Michelle Martin, and we love you. We love all you lifers. regardless.
Of course.
And then Patreon of Convicts, you're getting your commercial free or early release of every episode, 6 a week.
Yeah.
Plus the bonus episodes, like, and the videos and everything on Haley. We got a whole lot more to put up on that.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Tommy Lee for the most amazing pecans. He sent us a 10 from the Cane River Company, which is out of New Iberia, which I affectionately call the Berry in Louisiana. And one was chocolate and one was like a butter roasted.
Candy, that was
and
so
then
good.
the candy. Yeah. And Tommy, I'm going to tell the truth. I ate almost all of them because I came in and
I didn't have to tell him.
She said, Tommy sent a package. I'm like, I would like to see that. And then I got a hold of it, Tommy, and I never gave it back. I ate them all up. I do like pecans. I used to pick nobody knows this. I think maybe you know it. When I was in college, I was poor AF. I would go to my parents' place and they have a grove of pecan trees. And I used to pick the pecans and take them and sell them at the local markets.
Do you remember when we were poor AF and WL was little and WL and I went and picked pecan? Yeah.
Maybe make like $20 for 100 pounds.
I think we flipped that $20 into making something to go sell something at the,
we came up. And I mean, at the same time I had my personal vehicle was a truck with no window on the left-hand side. I'd drive across the state in the ice cold, do cheap-ass polygraphs.
We'd leave school on the days that I would drive it, and WL would say, turn on the air conditioner. I'd say, hold on, son, and I'd press the gas.
Yeah, right. God's air conditioner. Yeah, but who else was shouting out to? Leah Marie for investigative producer. Thank you, you're fire.
Absolutely. There was something you said a few minutes ago that I wanted to one thing I remember someone making a comment about you being the most positive person. You always make a comment about like your best week ever starts now. That's the way we live our life. That's right. And so sometimes when Woody and I'm going to share a little bit of our personal, but sometimes when you and I are having because the devil fights us. I mean, we get battles daily.
Every day.
And especially on some rough days. And if we're not together, most especially, you'll say, tell me something positive.
Yeah.
And
it really pisses my wife off.
No, but it does. You don't know it doesn't.
They usually had it.
In the beginning, honestly, it was very hard because I was in that moment.
It's at the end of whatever, we don't have problems. We don't have solutions.
Yeah.
But everybody in life has problems every day. And it seems like when you really, really are trying to do well is when you fall the hardest or the problems come up.
Yeah.
Or the solutions.
Yeah.
Because there's no problems, just solutions, speed bumps. But yeah, at the very end, when I'd be like, okay, well, we don't have to talk about it anymore. We've already said it, everything we can say.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do. And we'll pivot and go on.
That's right.
And then I always say, tell me something positive.
But in the very beginning, and for quite a few years, it was very hard for me to get behind that. But
fuck, because we've been fighting or whatever, or arguing about whatever. In the end, because I wanted to have the peace and move on and be positive. I believe you deal with this motherfucker and whatever it may be, because it's going to happen every day. But you deal with this motherfucker, you don't let it own you.
No, but now you have
to moment and be pissed. And figure out what you're going to do and then roll on.
And now I feel that when you ask me now, I'm spitting them out because I've already started. I want to get to that positive end of it too.
There you go. Well, there's a positive end to today's show, and we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. It's just a couple of weeks for Christmas.
I know.
To the family time. More importantly, it's getting colder and colder. Y'all, I am so old. I split firewood this week with a splitter, but these big wheels of the tree they have to be cut up into sections where I can wheel it over to the thing to split it. Holy shit, I'm so old.
But you haven't complained about being sore.
No, I was a little bit sore, but I hunted that morning and then woke up way too early for me. No, not about you. I woke up from a nap to go split wood. And I did it, and I split it until I didn't have any more to split because those big ass sections of the tree. This tree is so big, it takes like a super long chainsaw, and I'm not proficient on that, so I don't fuck with it. But I finished that, went back and took like another hour nap, and got up and hunted again. But you think if you can't sleep, You go split some firewood and you hunt when it's 30 degrees. It was 30 degrees with a feel like of 24. It was cold all day, and then hunted again. And even did shoot and get a little retribution on an old big hog for that brucellosis. But then you come home. I was so tired. I was falling asleep in my chair, which I never do.
Never.
And like, because if I'm tired, I'm going to go take a nap. Right. But anyway, all good.
All good.
Positive stuff. Positive time of year. This really is my favorite time of the year. And not just because of Christmas, but because of everything that's going on.
Yeah. When WL and I went to Walmart yesterday, because, I think y'all know now I don't do Walmart. They come to us. But WL and I had to make a trip to Walmart, and I saw Jason Ard, what's it called?
The Christmas Crusade.
Christmas Crusade.
I did that for many years. It was Willie's before it was Jason's. Yeah.
Yes. And I meant to get something to add.
That's where people can donate either money and the sheriff's office buys toys, or they can donate a brand new toy. And the couple of days before Christmas, they go around and you have to put in an application with the sheriff's office to be, you have to prove that you need it.
Right.
And listen, we did it. I did it for so many years. First of all, you got to stand out and collect at the different locations. And then when it comes time to doing it, but I never minded doing it.
No.
I mean, I'd work all night, and that morning it was the North Pole is what we called it, where all the presents were, and we'd go out and distribute it to all these families.
Yeah.
And so those babies would have a great Christmas.
Yes.
And so they're still doing it. So if y'all want to do something, you can look up, it might be too late, but look up Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office Christmas Crusade and donate some. Tell them Real Life Real Crime sent you. Sheriff Ard never continuing a long standing tradition.
Yes.
And it melts hearts.
And I felt bad when we left, because when WL and I went in there, we were getting something big, and all the registers were down. And so I told WL we need to get a toy, and we didn't end up getting one. So we'll do something.
I am so sure that we do plenty with the Sheriff's Office.
But I wanted WL to do that.
And we're going to do something, and we'll get our son to do it. Love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Holler at you next time, which will be tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Holler at you later. Peace.
Peace.
An O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card is the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Give the gift of convenience from O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.